Greetings, beloveds. Welcome to Music Magic 1111, and thanks for stopping by my channel for yet another deep dive into your tarot journey. This is a reading for my Taurus. Why do I keep wanting to say Tauruses? I must need to do a reading for Taurus. I'm not even doing earth signs. I'm doing fire signs. This reading is for my Aries people. My bad. And so let's just kind of get into it, okay? First up here, Aries, first message for you is a new love is coming in here. Some type of a new love here. This could be a new love relationship. This could be a new love for self and self-love. But this is calling for you to stay optimistic about your love life. I think, you know, there's a possibility that someone's been very down, you know, just not really thinking very positive about love. And the message is also that you need to keep an open mind. And what this really is saying is that your soulmate may differ from what you are used to, your usual type and your usual expectations. You can't make this up. Okay? So, I just get the feeling that you've been going around on this hamster wheel, this roller coaster. Same roller coaster, same wheel. Not changing anything because you don't want to change your expectations. You don't want to change your usual type, but your usual type isn't working for you. Because I get the feeling that you're still single, or if you're not single, that you're in a situation, but you're not really happy. I really don't feel happiness in this connection if you're connected to someone right now. Okay. There's a lack of playfulness here. And typically Aries are the babies of the zodiac, right? So you guys are usually very, I'm not going to say happy-go-lucky, but you are very, you can be very animated, but you're very youthful, right? Youthful and playful you can be. And so the fact that this is lacking in this situation, I think life has just been life and you're taking things too seriously. Spirit just tells me a little too controlling, like you're trying to control every outcome of a situation. You're trying, Aries is almost like a baby taking a toy. You see somebody else playing with something shiny and new, even though you have, you know, all these toys in front of you, but you want that toy because somebody else has it, right? Or you're playing with things a certain way and you don't play well with others in the room because you're trying to tell them, hey, we're going to build with these, you know, 50 blocks, we're going to build a skyscraper. Well, some of the kids want to take 10 or 20 blocks and they want to build a park bench, you know, or they want to build a little, you know, a garage, you know, to fix their little Hot Wheels cars. But you want to tell everybody where every block is supposed to go because you feel like you know better. It's such an Aries thing because you guys are the ones, the leaders, right? You have to tell everybody what to do, the bossy ones. I just have one question to ask, Aries. How is that working out for you? If you find yourself isolated, if you find yourself pushing people away, people pushing you away, people always giving you the hand, not in a literal sense, just the energy of the hand, like, pump the brakes. People telling you that you're hard to deal with, hard to talk to, you don't listen. Don't shoot the messenger, Aries. I'm just saying. Now, this could be the other person, but this is your personal reading, Aries, or general reading, I should say. And so take it how it resonates. Okay, for some of you, this could be the type of person that you keep attracting. But for many of you, I feel like this is very Aries trait. You want to be very controlling. You have all these things on this list somebody needs to measure up to be your mate. That's not, we're in different times, different age, there's so many beautiful souls on this planet. But you got to remember, the cards don't lie. This is a new way of looking at love. That's what this new love card is about. If you want a new love and to attract a new love, you have to be open to what that looks like. Why? Because you got to be optimistic. However, you got to recognize that You got to keep an open mind because, again, it says it right here. This new love, this new person may not be your typical type because why? Your typical type has not been working for you. It's not good for you. Maybe it's toxic. Maybe it's maybe the people that you keep attracting, just say you're somebody who wants to be healthy. You don't want to drink. You're coming out of a place where you don't want to drink or smoke or partake in drugs, but you keep attracting people who are still party, 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 party. You know what I mean? Like, that's not going to be a good fit for you, for the lifestyle that you're trying to come into, for the representation of yourself that you're trying to grow into. Okay? So, and then playfulness, which was in reverse. Just everything's so serious, and I feel like it's because you're so serious and controlling that you continuously push people away. You're doing actually the opposite in what you're saying you want to do. You want to attract the right person, but you keep pushing people away. You want to attract a certain person at your level of maturity, or activeness, or your level of thought process, but you keep attracting people who are too young or too old or too out there, right? Not business minded, or not church going, or, the opposite of what you think you want to attract. So you have to open your mind up to attracting something different than your usual type. I promise you, if you are just open, the universe is going to show up and show out for you. It is safe for you to love. It is safe for you to love. You just got to open your heart and receive the highest energy of all. It says it right there. Okay, these are messages from universe, from your angels. Okay, there are some changes underway here with grief work. Something needs to be grieved and mourned. This could be a person in your life. I feel like it could be someone who's transitioned off of this plane, out of this plane to the next. This could be the old you. This could be those old types of people, places, and things that no longer serve you, especially those relationships that just are not good for you, that you keep attracting and keep wanting to control. Okay. Yeah, because it's not allowing you to be true to who you are. In fact, you're not even being true to who you should be right now. Being true to who you are right now. Something about you is different, and I almost want to say off and at an imbalance. This is in reverse. We need to figure out what that is so that we can heal it, or do some, I don't know why I want to say self-transformational work around this, okay? Be true to who you are. Many people don't know who they are. So it's hard to find your true north when you don't know which direction to start in, because you don't even know where your true north is, what it is. What is that? So this is time to, thank you, Spirit. This is time to really start going, inward and reflecting and really getting a clear picture of what it is you want to become. And so much of this is coming up. I'm attracting this even when I turn, and I don't watch a lot of TV, but even when I turn on TV or YouTube or any of it, there's all these things that keep popping up about self-transformation, like how I've done it in a year, how I've taken 90 days and I've changed my skin, my way of walking, my way of talking. I changed the way that I dress, and all of the great things that came from that, because I decided to change how people would see me, receive me, perceive me. And all of that is a factor. People treat you how you look. They also treat you sometimes how you treat them, or they choose not to deal with you because of the way you're treating them. So if you're noticing a lot of static in these areas, a lot of friction in these areas, you might want to think about, hey, I'm the common denominator. Let me start working on some changes in me, because there's something not triggering, something not catching fire here. Something's not, if everybody keeps saying the same thing about me or about something that I'm doing, or whatever. Now, I'm not saying if you have bullies around you to believe the hype. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying if there's some congruencies around people saying, hey, you're kind of hard to deal with. Hey, it's kind of hard to talk to you because you don't listen. Hey, you kind of, you don't really let other people talk. Hey, you're a little too controlling and aggressive. Hey, you're a little too loud, a little too, You know, like, you know what I mean? Things that you keep hearing over and over again that are more personality quirks. I'm not talking about people trying to make you feel bad about yourself and who you are. I'm just talking about certain congruencies that come up where it's causing you to be alone. Okay? I don't know, I just feel this, I don't know, like my whole back and my chest is kind of just tight. I just feel like either you're feeling that or I'm feeling your energy, Aries, or there's something about you that makes others feel tightened up when you're around. When you're in the room, you I almost want to say like you take the all the air out of the room. And I that's such an ugly thing and such a hurtful thing, I know, to hear. I don't know why Spirit is giving this to me, but and I'm not saying this is for all Aries. This is a general reading. If it doesn't resonate, hey, this ain't your message. But if you tuned in, chances are you stumbled upon this for a reason, because there's some hard truths that you need to hear so that you can start to heal what needs to be healed. You can start your own 90-day self-transformational thing going on and really create a new you. It's never too late. Okay. And I'm in process of even doing that for myself. You know what I mean? Creating a new me, stepping it, because that's the spirit of manifestation, that you have to already act like, dress like, speak like, be like the person you want to be. Okay. But I just want to throw this out here, Aries. Leadership is not congruent or relative, I should say, to bossing, bullying, or, you know, being the loudest, being the most controlling, you know, person in the room. Sometimes the best way to lead, actually most times, the best way to lead is by example. And unless you want to receive the same energy you're putting out, you got to ask yourself, do I want to get this same energy back? If I'm rah, rah, rah all the time, do I want the rah, rah, rah back? Because that's what I'm getting. Everyone around me is always rah, rah, but you're rah, rah. You know what I mean? So what are we doing? Okay, what are we doing? Or if maybe you're getting too much passive energy, you got too many yes people around you because you always, okay, yes, and you know, and whatever, and you're so fragile till if people don't say yes to you, you break. So now people just say yes because they just don't want to hurt your feelings. You don't want that either. You know what I'm saying? Like, take it how it resonates. There's so many ways this can come out, but it's coming out. And again, the seeking and finding was in reverse. I get a feeling that you've probably gotten messages. Universe has been trying to contact you, connect with you, speak with you, communicate with you. But that you are either seeking and finding is in the reverse. So either you're seeking to find the things that are really not good for you. So it's kind of like a, you know, I just keep saying Family Feud, the ex. Or you have dreams or something, things that need to, talents that you might need to tap into, or I don't know, just something, or knowledge and wisdom that you're not seeking. Even if it's help that you need to seek, but you refuse to seek it because you think you already know. It's such an Aries thing. I already know. I already did that. You know, someone suggests therapy. Oh, I already healed. Okay, well, did you think about reading this book? Oh, I already read it. Okay, because there were some really great things I got out here. Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. You can't kind of know what I'm talking about, because if you actually did, I feel like it changed my life in the way that I speak and I talk and I walk and I move. It would have to change the way you speak and you walk and you talk and you move. And it hasn't. You know, I'm not being funny. That's like people going to church, and I hate that. You know, oh, the sermon was real good. I wish so-and-so would have heard it. They sure needed to hear it. No, the message was for you, mama, papa, auntie, because you was at church that day. You know what I'm saying? It was probably a way to help you to understand the other person that you felt like needed to hear the message. Okay, so I hate when people do that, but I feel like I gotta do that, Aries. Like, you know, there's something you're not, wires, I see it if it was a card. It was like these wires and they're frazzled at the end, not quite connecting, but you see them sparking, but the connection ain't being made. And so again, it's like something's happening here. Something's happening here. There's some type of disconnect, an imbalance of energy. Things are topsy-turvy. Maybe you feel out of control in life, because that's kind of what happens. And I've learned to be very compassionate with people when I see them kind of wilding or just lashing out, seeming super aggressive or just crazy. Because sometimes when you're going through a spiritual transformation and you're raising your vibration, it can look a lot like a breakdown. It could look a lot like you're lashing out and like you're angry, because you are. You're losing control of everything you've ever known as your normal. You know what I'm saying? Things don't resonate anymore. Who the fuck am I? What is going on here? I used to love this shit. I used to like to smoke. I used to like to take drugs. I used to like all of this shit. And the alcohol and the bad, bees in the club, or the bad, dudes in the club. And I used to want to go and do the one night stand thing. What's wrong with me? I don't want it no more. Right? And you start tripping out thinking something's wrong with you. Like, what the fuck's going on? You're changing. I hope that's what this is for you. But even if it's not, it's a knock at your door. Universe is saying you need to change. So let's get to it. And I'm going to agitate you and aggravate you and shake some shit up until you get it. You know how sometimes people, you be trying to tell them something and they're just not listening. You just want to shake them. Like my grandma used to say, I want to just shake the S out of you. That's her way of cussing without cursing. But I feel like Aries, someone needs to shake you. Like, I'm sorry, not sorry. Don't shoot the messenger. I love you so much. And I have compassion. I understand. I understand when we're changing how this can happen, or when there's a need for change, how universe will shake up our world. Isolate you from everybody. You might appear like an asshole, or other people appear like assholes, but it's really you're the issue. You're the one who needs to change, or your world is changing and you're uncomfortable with it and you don't know what to do. Right? And then we have new career, which was at the bottom of the deck. So maybe there's something new that you should be doing. I don't feel like you're happy with where you're at right now. Maybe you're not happy, or you don't appreciate it, or maybe something has transpired that is pushing you into a new career, and that could be a part of the agitation. Your life is changing. You weren't expecting it, but it needs to happen. It needs to happen. Okay? There are no accidents or happenstances. None. Okay? So really quickly, for your finances, okay? Your spirit guides just want you to know that they're guiding you, okay? They're doing all the work. They're doing work in the background to make a way for opportunities for income. So just stay optimistic, okay? Maturation. So you are becoming a little bit more mature about your finances, and trying to take responsibility. It can be very challenging, of course, but it's also time to be dependable. Have you been dependable? Have you been the one that your family, your friends, your significant other can depend on? Have you been dependable? Because I almost see like you're calling out for people like, hey, follow me, depend on me, but you haven't been dependable. Why would people follow you when they've only seen you go off the cliff? Okay. Yeah, so this is mentor, this is calling for a time for someone, like when the student is ready, the teacher arrives. Okay. So this is a situation where there is someone who is willing to share their experiences, share their knowledge in a field that is exciting to you, or that matters to you. And possibly once you get your skills up, this is the skills card, then you can become this mentor. Because I feel like this is where you're supposed to be, Aries. You are built to lead, to be a mentor. But remember, you have to mature. Your finances have to mature. Your not personality, but your way of thinking has to mature. Okay? You have to mature, right? And your guides are behind you on this. You do have your spirit guides who are behind you on this. Remember I told you they were trying to reach out. Signs and signals and symbols are there if you just look, okay? But as you get your skills up, then you could become this person who will be a mentor to many. But whatever it is that you have and whoever you will mentor will be people who will come to you for what it is you have to offer. You don't need to try and push your mentorship on anybody who doesn't need it or want it. Okay? When the student is ready, the master appears. And so, likewise, when you get your skill level up, your transformation over with, or not even over with, we're always in transformation, but when you get to the level of where you need to be, where you're ready, then people will start appearing to you that want to be led by you, who have questions for you, who need your help. Okay? So, I know I had to smack that arse, Aries, but and sorry but not sorry, because again, this is not coming from me. These are messages from the cards. I'm just the conduit, okay? Literally just the messenger, just the person to speak it, because you can't see what's happening here until I show you, right? As far as the cards, you're not shuffling, and pulling the cards. But I have such optimism for you. I just think that this is a time to go into hermit mode. Disappear. Disappear from social media. Disappear from people. Disappear from everyone, even your family, so that you can go quiet and start really tinkering in the workshop on yourself. Get your skill level up. Get your wisdom knowledge up. Read your books. Study. Do your deep dives. Get into the career that you really want to be in. Create a new career. Do something different. Do something different that scares you. Do something different. Okay? And then catalog how you're doing that and making those changes so that you can teach others eventually. All right? I love you, Aries, so much. Until next time, and all you're getting, get understanding. Remember that love is the highest vibration of all. Love brings change. And until next time, optimal wealth, health, love, and wholeness to you.